Hi, welcome back to my channel, Scale Model Kit Review Studio, and welcome back to another installment of the DeAgostini 1967 Mustang. That is the Shelby version. I'll be working on the second pack that I received, stages 3, 4, and 5. Now, in those stages, I'll be assembling part of the engine, part of the driver's door, and part of the driver's seat. So if you haven't done so already, head over to DeAgostini Collectibles and check out this build for yourself and subscribe to it today. I put a direct link down below on going there, and it lets DeAgostini know that you've been watching my videos. So without further ado, let's get started on this build. DeAgostini is your discovery partner into a world of hobbies and interest. They create innovative collectible and build-up model series with engaging narratives on the most fascinating subjects. Explore an exclusive universe of collectibles from classic cars and motorsports to movies and video games. Scale models. Enjoy the experience of building step-by-step our exclusive scale model curated by our experts in design with an exceptional standard and accuracy of high level of details. DeAgostini's collectibles and scale models come with a magazine packed with extensive articles, behind-the-scenes material, little-known information, and rare images that will make you a master of the universe you love. DeAgostini as a brand choice, their expertise goes back decades, and they've earned people's trust around the world. Welcome back. With shipment number 2, I received stages 3, 4, and 5. Let's look at the magazine here, so you'll know when you subscribe to this what you'll get in each and every magazine. Of course, they start off with the Shelby story, Shelby's racing debut. And wonderful articles here. A lot of research was done into these articles here. Then they get right into the step-by-step instructions. They give you the listing of the parts you received and step-by-step. Makes it very nice. Easy to follow. A lot of clarification going on with the parts there. And then the Ford story, the rebirth of the legend, the Ford GT from 2017. That's a fantastic car there. I'd love to see a part work kit with that modern day GT40, but that's fantastic. Once again, continuing on there. Looks great. So let's go ahead and look at the parts that came with this second shipment. Stage 3 gave us parts for the engine, so we're starting on that. Look how big that is. Stage 4, parts for the driver's door. And lastly, stage 5, parts for the driver's seat. Let's get started on stage 3. Let's look at the build instructions for stage 3. Engine block and valve covers, and these are the supplied parts there. It looks like the intake manifold, a couple of valve covers, gaskets for the valve covers. That's pretty cool. The internal workings there. It looks great. Moving on with that. And the clarification here that I mentioned earlier, they talk about when they talk about left and right of the vehicle, they're talking about in the direction of travel. Okay, so if that makes sense to you, it does to me. Continuing on there. Looks great. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 3, and 1/6 scale. These are pretty large parts. I'm just floored by the size of everything here. So let me take these out and we'll get a closer look. DS01 screws, and the valve train itself, they are made of plastic, just to give you a shot of those. That's really cool. and the valve cover itself, which is made of metal. Very nice. I love the finish on that. And the intake manifold, also made of metal. Very cool. Very nice. We're going to go ahead and install the valve train onto the intake manifold first, and here's our intake manifold. If you turn it over, you'll note that it has an R right here and an L right there. So we'll have left side right here and right there. The valve trains themselves are also marked. This is marked with an R and this is marked with an L. So we'll go ahead and just line that up. And then they want us to put a valve cover on it next. And grab your valve cover that has the R on it, and that's going to line up. I love this thing too. It's going to line up on top of the valve train, just like that. And then we're going to turn this over, and we're going to put some screws into this to lock everything down. I would recommend you use some 3-in-1 oil or sewing machine oil to lock these screws in place. Okay, because it's not threaded. You definitely want to get a hold of a good screwdriver. For my hands, this screwdriver fits best on my hand, and it's the Wera screwdriver. It's a PH1. I put a link in the description below. Just like that. And that's how that looks there. And we do the same right here, and I'll be right back. And the last one. Nice and tight. Very cool there. Looks great. That's all I do with stage 3. Can't wait to proceed with this engine. It's going to be fantastic. Let's head over and start on stage 4. For stage 4, I'll start on the left door, and here's all the supplied parts. Looks like we work on the lock mechanism for the door first. Then it looks like we'll work on the mirror. Get all that assembled there. Then the door handle. Very cool. Continue to screw everything down. The lock mechanism for the door. Wow. Very cool. Continue with that. We'll be working with the spring. We'll be careful with that spring, obviously. That's what it will look like. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 4. Let me take these out and we'll get a closer look. PS09, PS12, and DS10. Here's all the hardware for the door lock and handle along with the mirror. We'll get a closer look at that here in a second, but let's look at the door here. I love the finish on this. I love the green with this car. I think it's fantastic. Very nice. It was well protected in that blister pack. Let's look at these parts a little closer. Here's all the parts for the mirror, the bracket, the mirror itself. The mirror does have a protective film on it. I'm going to leave that on it. And we have the door handle, the door lock mechanism, the internal workings with the spring. And the only part that's metal is this part right here for the door lock. Okay, I am back. I went ahead and put a soft towel down to protect the finish. We're going to put this little lock cylinder in first, and that's this little chrome piece right here, and that's simply just going to insert in that hole. It only goes in one way. It does have a flat on it. And then from the back side, we're going to put a PS12 into this, and it is a tiny screw. I'm using my my PH00 screwdriver for this from Wera. and just snug. There you go. So that looks like there, and that's what that looks like there. Next we're going to work on the mirror. We're going to mount that to the base, and you want to have the longer side on the top of the mirror. And when it goes on one way, it is keyed in, and it's going to line up just like that. A PS09 screw goes into this. And that's good there. Just till it's snug. Don't over tighten it so you don't strip it. That looks great. And we'll take our mirror, and it's just going to press fit onto those two tabs. And I'm going to leave the plastic cover on it. There we go. And that's what that looks like. That looks good. Going to go ahead and put that aside for now. Next I'm going to work on the door handle, and it's going to insert just like this. It only goes in one way. You can see how that looks there. I'm going to put a PS09 screw in it on the back. Very easy to go in. That looks good there. Next we'll install the mirror on the door. So we'll go ahead and move this down, and the mirror is going to slot into this. You can take the mirror and slot it in from the top. We're going to put two DS13s into this. And I put a little 3-in-1 oil into this. Leave it a little loose. And the next one. That's tight, and we'll get the other one tight. Perfect. That's how that looks there, and that's how that looks there. Now let's work on the door release button. I'm going to go ahead and turn this over. We're going to put a bracket in on the back side right here. And that's this half moon bracket. You can kind of see that. And that's just going to go down just like that. We're going to put, again, DS13 screws into that. And last one here, tighten it down. I'll tighten up the top because I left it a little loose. That's good there. That's how that looks. Next we're going to bring over this little bracket here for the door release button, and we're going to put the spring on it just like that. Here's our bracket with the spring, and notice we have that notch that sticks out on top. We're going to insert it into this, and then we're going to insert it into that notch just like that, making sure that our pin is installed. And put this bracket down on top to hold everything in place. Just like that. And the DS13 goes into that. And that's good, and that's what that should look like. Turn it over, and we take the button and push on the button. It should activate that little rod underneath. You should see it move. See it move? Perfect. That's how that works. And that's all I do with stage 4. let's head over and get started on the final stage for this pack, stage 5. Stage 5, I work on the left front seat backrest. Here's all the parts involved there. And the assembly guide looks pretty easy. Working on that there. Put the little emblem in there. Chrome trim. Seat back cushion. Very cool. Let me get the parts. I'll be right back. Here's the parts for stage 5. Let's get a closer look. Here are those parts. Look at the chrome trim here first. That's very nice there. It's made of plastic. Very cool. And the padding, very nice here. Has the recess for the emblem. Very cool. Very foamy. Very nice. Here's our little chrome insert for the seat. That's made of plastic. PS14. And the front of the seat back. It is a rubber material, very soft and pliable. And the back of the seat back, which is hard plastic. Alright, here's that seat back. I'm going to turn this over, and we're going to take the hard part, the round part, and put it in the seat here. Just like that. That's how that looks there. It looks great. Going to go ahead and insert a chrome piece into this. Just like that. And that's how that looks there. Bring over a chrome trim, and that's this right here. We're going to turn it over so this is kind of going down, and we're going to insert it into the seat back, and 4 PS14 screws will go into this. And the last one, just don't screw it down too tight, do it till it's snug, and that's it right there. It's good. That's how that looks from that side. And the last thing we do is we take our foam pad with the recess, and that's going to go obviously over the top and rest easily inside there. And that's all we do with stage 5. Looks fantastic. I'll be right back. And there you have it, folks. That completes pack 2. We started on the engine, the left door, and the left driver's seat. Head over to DeAgostini Collectibles. I put a link down below in the description. It's a direct link letting DeAgostini know that you're watching my videos. Anyway, I really appreciate everybody who subscribes to my channel, and if you don't subscribe already, please hit that subscribe button. It's free, and smash the like button. It lets everybody know that my channel's out there, and I am building this 1/6 scale Mustang for you on the channel here. Happy modeling, everybody, and take care.